Why on earth I can never divide a merge sort array into 3 parts and heap sort and optimization of selection sort? Just think about it. You have to go out for a dinner with your girlfriend.
ऑफ कैंपस कैसे करना है वो आपसे बेटर कोई नहीं बता सकता.
Pinged almost 100 to 150 people of Amazon. None of them replied.
आई वाज लाइक चलो अब सोल्यूशन देख लेते हैं. सोल्यूशन मैंने देख लिया, मुझे समझ आ गया, पर मुझे ये नहीं समझ आया कि वो सोल्यूशन क्यों था.
Whenever you see an opening, straight away start getting referrals. If someone has not made any projects, I don't refer them.
फिर मिल जाते हैं तो क्या हमें कोडिंग राउंड देना होता है, नहीं देना होता है, या डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यू के लिए कॉल आ जाती है.
Everyone will not notice you until you are noticeable. Because Microsoft is not looking for someone who wants to get a job at Microsoft.
क्वेश्चन दैट आई वांट टू आस्क भैया इज दैट कि इन प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो बहुत सारी प्लेटफॉर्म्स और बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं दैट वी कैन गेट स्टार्टेड विद DSA. लाइक मैंने बोला था कि आई वांट टू मेक दिस फ्रॉम अ पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ स्टूडेंट हु नोज DSA इज इंपॉर्टेंट. मुझे पता है DSA इंपॉर्टेंट है, पर बहुत सारी चीज़ें जैसे लव बब्बर भैया वाली 450 क्वेश्चन की शीट है, या स्ट्रैवर भैया की शीट है, लीड कोड है, या GFG है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग है, या डेटा स्ट्रक्चर वाली अलग चीज़ होती है. तो वॉट आर यू व्यूज ऑन दैट, एंड इफ अ पर्सन इज गेटिंग स्टार्टेड विद इट, हाउ टू सॉर्ट इट ऑल?
Okay, like I totally agree that there are a lot of content that is available there. So recently, like I was in conversation with Striver also. We also shot a video together, and I also asked him this question, like why he actually even made a sheet, like what was his thought process when he shortlisted those 180 questions, and he also gave me a perspective on around the 450 question sheet for Babbar. So I have some context around that, and like lead code is something that has been there since I was preparing for my interviews. Like I have seen lead code since the time it was having 500 to 600 questions only, and now it is having more than 2000 questions. I have seen GFG. So when back in 2016 when I joined college, GFG was one place where we used to like find most of the content regarding programming. So I have some opinion around all of this, and I have some context around all of this that I would like to share, that how someone can get started in this big pool of I would say content that is available out there. So see, talking about GFG. So GFG is like, it's like an ocean, right? If you are a diver, if you are a, let's say, swimmer or someone, you would start learning swimming in a pool, right? What if I'll throw you inside an ocean? You'll never come back.
Yes.
That's an ocean, right? And to be very honest, even experienced swimmers are a bit hesitated to go inside an ocean, right? So yes. What I believe about GFG is GFG has definitely improved upon their articles and how exactly they are putting the content on GFG. But still, I believe when in my time also and in this time also, most of the things that are around GFG is there is a question and there is a solution for it, right? There's a question, there is a solution for it. There is no journey from question to the solution, right? Yes. I have seen multiple instances where definitely there is a question, we have seen an algorithm, but how to think, like if someone saw that algorithm for the very first time, how can someone think about that algorithm? There is not that thinking process, right?
Yes,
you can say that, okay, in maths also you see the problem for the very first time, but that's the main gist of math, that's the beauty of math. You know how to approach a problem, you know the thinking process of math, but a lot of time you won't be able to understand what was the thinking process here. How on earth I'm able to think that, okay, binary search is going to be applied here? How on
exactly.
earth I'm going to able to think that, okay, I'll apply some math here, or maybe 2-pointer. These kind of algorithms are very less intuitive until or unless you give a proper explanation for that. So I believe it's a good database for you to revise things, but in order to start things, I believe people should start with something even more concrete, right? So whenever you're starting learning data structures and algorithms, I would say go for the basics, as hard as possible. When you're learning sorting algorithms, just like I give this example so often because this is so close to what I generally do. People start learning merge sort, right? Now if I'll ask you that, you might have also learned merge sort because you are in third year.
yes.
Why merge sort is always divided into 2 parts? Why on earth I can never divide a merge sort array into 3 parts? And do people have their any specific reasoning? Yes, there is reasoning, but people don't think about it.
Yes.
Right? Why?
We just grasp the things that are being told to us. Okay, ये बताया है तो यूं ही होगा.
Yeah, like
process.
People are just told, like, okay, this is an algorithm. As I said, they just tell you the procedure or the steps. They don't tell why. They tell how.
Exactly.
Right? Why not people asking why only binary? Why only a heap that we take for the priority is a binary heap? Although there exists more Fibonacci heap and all, but why not a ternary heap? Why only a binary heap? Why segment tree is only a binary tree? Why not a ternary tree? right? Why
Yes.
we are learning heap sort as a separate algorithm? Isn't heap sort an optimization of selection sort? Just think about it.
Yes.
In selection
Yes.
sort, you have to get the minimum from the unsorted array, right? Currently, you are doing linear search to get the minimum. What's the better way to go get a minimum from an unsorted array? Make it a heap, get it out of it, right? Isn't heap sort just an optimization or a selection sort? So people should try to learn based on intuition rather than just go and grab the algorithm. It's not going to go for a longer run, right? You should have proper reasoning why you read something. Read less, but whatever you are reading, read it in a proper quality manner. Make sense?
Yes.
Now talking about what's lead code. So a lot of people in their first year nowadays are starting solving lead code. Lead code is a website for interview preparation. A first year student is not meant to do interview preparation. First thing first. You are an engineer. Probably if you are in an engineering degree, you are expected to be an engineer. You are expected to be a problem solver, not an interview cracker. What
Yes.
you want to become after 4 years? An interview cracker or an engineer? For being an engineer, you should be good at problem solving. You should be you should be having that builder attitude that whatever I'm going to learn, I am going to implement that. I'll see real life applications, not just because this is I have to learn this because this is going to be asked in an interview. That's not something that I really appreciate. Right, lead code is something that is very relevant in your like last 3 to 4 months sprint before your interviews. You want to like brush up your skills and just revise everything. You just go start solving lead code. But in the first year, if you're solving lead code, that can be a bit problematic. Yes, if you're solving lead code, let's say you started learning any topic. Let's just take an example. Let's just say you wanted to learn bit manipulation. Now you are getting top 50 questions on bit manipulation from some blog or something, and there you found some links on lead code. That's properly okay to go and solve lead code as it is. But if you're solving lead code, starting with a perspective of interview preparation, that's gonna be a really worse scenario in upcoming years in the hiring, in the overall engineering, in overall software engineering. Now talking about sheets are good. Sheets are good. Striver said that he made that sheet for the perspective of interview preparation, that all those who want to get that last 1 month or 2 month sprint can come here and do that. Instead of those 1800 questions on lead code, can do these 180 questions on lead code and feel a bit more confident, and that makes sense. But if you are just going and cramming those 180 questions, you are going to be on the losing side, not anyone else. Talking about Love's sheet, I believe he made that sheet for a first year or second year guy who want to solidify the foundations. That's the
Yes.
motive. If you are just going and rote learning those 450 questions, you are on the losing side. Love's intention there is to give you some very important pattern of problems that can help you to build the logical approach. So always and always, if you are starting, even if you know a bit of DSA, that's my recommendation to you also. You know a bit of DSA, and any folk who is already knowing DSA or even starting with DSA, whatever you learn, have a proper reasoning for that. If someone asks you to explain something, you should not be like, okay, what is heap sort? Okay, in a heap sort, we have an array, we make a heap out of it, we pop the root node of the heap, we put it on the last. That's not someone is going to ask you, right? If someone wants to learn this, they can go on the internet and check it out. If you are someone who is worthy of if you are someone who is worthy to be given an offer or an opportunity, you should be someone who is having a very in-depth knowledge around anything. Just like how we used to do integration, right? In integration, people used to teach us 16-17 patterns: integration by parts, integration by substitution, splitting. There were 16-17 patterns. Put e raised to the power this, log to this, so on and so forth. And based on that, we used to get a very horrific equation, and we used to simplify that equation till the moment we got one of the patterns. Till the moment we get that, okay, now from here I can get into integration by parts.
Get to that.
That is something that is the real gist of learning algorithms also, not rote learning that people are doing nowadays. So what I believe, if you are in first year, start topic by topic, start learning from articles, try to have that I would say patience of learning articles, read a bit of books, right? And then for each topic, solve like 5 to 7 questions, five questions easy from any website, CodeChef, Codeforces, LeetCode, wherever you feel like. Then 5 to 10 medium problems, and then see where you are lying. Are you comfortable with those easy and medium? Then go to hard. Otherwise, solve more easy medium questions. I believe this can be the better way to understand things. If you are solving 50-55 questions per topic, you'll be having a better gist around different patterns that topic is going to have. try to see good editorials, try to see good video tutorials. A video tutorial who is just going to give you an explanation of an algorithm that is just going to be step by step, I don't feel that is going to add a lot of value to you. But if it is having some mathematical explanation, some intuition, some observation, that is going to be really great, right? So this is going to be my advice for everyone who is going to start with DSA or even is having some context around DSA.
And like that was most of the things, most you concluded your own experience and that's like wow, मतलब सारी चीज़ें एक cover हो गई हैं. And you said exactly the same thing that I felt. Like जब मैं start कर रहा था I was like यार ये question तो हो गया, इसका solution मेरे को आ नहीं रहा तो मुझे solution देखना पड़ेगा. और जब ऐसा होता है कि मैं डायरेक्टली उस ओशन में चल जाता हूँ या कोई ऐसी लीड कोड शुरू कर दी यहाँ पे मीडियम या टफ क्वेश्चन, एक टाइम के लिए मीडियम क्वेश्चन वॉज लाइक हार्ड फॉर मी एंड आई वॉज जस्ट गेटिंग देयर कि यार ये नई चीज़ है पहली बार, आई डोंट नो कि इसमें बाइनरी सर्च ही लगेगी या कोई अलग डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लगेगा. एंड ओके आफ्टर लाइक फाइटिंग फॉर हाफ एन आवर और वन आवर एंड आई वॉज लाइक चलो अब सोल्यूशन देख लेते हैं. सोल्यूशन मैंने देख लिया, मुझे समझ आ गया, पर मुझे ये नहीं समझ आया कि वो सोल्यूशन क्यों था. And that was the exact thing that you said. So I hope you will follow what Bhaiya said. So now the next question is that